If you like this video, make sure to visit our Vimeo page and follow us to get the latest update.
Hi Shankar.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, we can.
Just let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if you have any questions on the previous discussions so that we can just move forward.
Unless we.
Sorry guys, Shankar, I found, okay. So you remember last session you mentioned that during the making process of making the connections, you know, the material we have been given by Kavya, in one of the books it do mention that you can connect your BW info provider through that wizard actually. So I'm a bit inquisitive to find out if that is the case.
We can't connect any info provider to the connection wizard of EPM here.
No, we did not, but there's an option there.
Just let me check on, because I don't see any through this wizard, right?
Yeah. Go to create.
Okay.
And if you drop down the connection type there, the first one on top.
Okay.
Okay, you don't have, looks like
This is something different. Yeah, we can just connect it, but the best practice would be, we'll not report on BW, right? We are reporting on BPC.
Okay.
So unless we connect on to the applicable model, we'll not be able to do that. If you want to connect on to a local system on BW cubes, you can just go on with these things. BW OLEP cube, but connect on other things. But when you are using BPC, you should always connect through the connection wizard through an application, model and environment.
Okay, so what we are saying is that BW will be only connected through BPC, not through. But how that works actually? I'm just trying to understand.
What is that?
Like, so we will be connecting our BPC to BW.
No, we'll connect BW system to BPC so that we can just load the data from BW system to BPC system for all the master data and the transaction data. And once we have the data in SAP BPC, we'll report on the BPC data on the models so that we have the accurate data. Since BW doesn't have the prerequisites like intercompany eliminations or planning tools, planning facilities there, we are moving the data to BPC so that we can calculate on the data we have and do the planning and also the consolidation in BPC system. So whenever we are working on creation of models in BPC, we do have a facility called to select as model type as a financial model or a consolidation model. Whenever we select those type of models in SAP BPC, you will have the default script logics for the respective type of models. So if you are taking consolidation, you have these intercompany eliminations, journal postings, intercompany matchings. These script logics are being provided by the SAP by default. So we can customize those script logics and work on the respective tasks. But if we have the BW data, we will not have these functionalities enabled in the BW. We have to write the code entirely from the scratch level. And we do have a problem with the BW, like intercompany transactions will not be able to eliminate and all those stuff. So it's always the best practice will be moving your data from SAP BI to BPC and then move on with the financial data or financial planning or sales planning or consolidation, any task in BPC itself. But for connecting wise, we can also connect BW cubes if you have the required authorizations and things through a connection wizard. But you can just report on the thing. Instead of using Bex Analyzer in BW, BW has a reporting tool called as Bex Analyzer or a Query Designer. Instead of using Bex Analyzer or Query Designer, we can also use Excel connection wizard to create your connection and report on that. But I haven't tried till now because the requirement never asked me to build a report on BW cube till now. Since we are using BPC, Since we purchase BPC, it's always better we go on with BPC reports, not with BPC reporting tool and take the data from BI. We always do with do reporting on models itself, not on info providers. Okay.
One quick question here, Shankar.
Yes.
Have you had a chance to look at the integrated version
10.1.
10.1 on HANA?
No, here I haven't seen, but I have seen this. I've worked on the proposals for Classic and Unified.
Okay.
But 10.0 is 10.1 is something like BPC 10.0. If you include the upgrade version, it will become 10.1 Classic. And for BW Integrated Planning and Business Intelligence, the upgraded version would be Unified.
Right. Wouldn't that be closer to what Kumar was asking? Like, there you're not going to load data from the BW cubes to the BPC cubes, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That is more like the integrated planning style.
Stuff. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So we'll just start off North. And in BPC, we do use this reporting EPM add-in for 2 different tasks. One is for reporting, for reports, and another one is input schedules. And the basic difference between these 2 things is one is used for display purpose, reports is used for display purpose, and input schedules is used to send the data to the model. So whenever we are using any inputting any data to an input schedule, or when we create any input schedule to BPC EPM, we just use that input schedule to send the data or to input the data to SAP BPC model. And like in reports, we use the report for display purpose. And the most important thing which we have to keep in mind while creating the input schedule is something like whenever you have created input schedule, your context menu should always be in the base level member. There is no chance that you keep your context menu in children or parent level and try to input. It will error out. So it's always better we have this context menu in the base level for input schedules while you are sending the data to a model. And for reporting purpose, you can use your context menu depending upon the requirement at parent, children, or any other way. And there is not much difference between reports and input schedules. We can just convert a report to an input schedule in a single button click. So if we just open the report, which we have.
Yep. Sorry.
Yeah,
just
go
a
on.
question. You mentioned that the input schedule should be at the context level should be at the base level.
Yep.
If I recollect correctly, the base level is the lowest common denominator of the data. That's where you can get the data, right?
Yeah, absolutely. If you just look at this time dimension,
right.
you have this base level number is 2010.01.
Okay.
January 10 is the base level number. So you should keep your all the context members which are there here should be at the base level member.
Okay.
So whenever you are inserting any data, or this is the sample report which we have created the previous day, and for this, if you want to make this as a report, this is a sample report which we have created. To make this sample report to an input schedule, we just need to do one simple thing. If you just see this save data button, you see that, right? It is not highlighted. So once you make this as an input schedule, this will get highlighted. So to make this report as an input schedule, just click on options, sheet options, and you have an option called as use as input form, right? We just need to click on this use as input form and then click OK. So as soon as you click on this OK, you will get your save data button activated. Okay. And this is the only difference between your report and input schedule. And this could be a probable and interview question wherein he'll ask you how do we make what is the difference between input schedule and report, and how do we convert a report to an input schedule. So this should be your answer. Sheet options, use as input form.
So if I understand correctly, maybe I missed it, or maybe you must have said it before and I didn't quite catch it. The input schedule takes the data from the users and drops it into the cubes. Well,
Yeah,
the
models.
report in the models, while the report manipulates the data and shows it, displays it the way the users want to see it.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
So if we just look at these things, we'll just try to input some data, and before that we just need to select all our context to the base level members. So I'm just selecting it as base level. I'm using this. Let's try. So here I'm just trying to enter. So I entered two things, and I'm just trying to save the data. Two data records will be sent, and we want to continue. Yes. It will display you all the results in a pop-up window. Where are we planning it? Just give me 2 minutes, guys. It's saying that we don't have right operation here. Yes, we have to check with the basis team on this because we don't have we're not given the right permission from the source itself. So we have to check, but the procedure is the same one. We should have this as a base number, and once we make this sheet options, we'll have a button like use as input form, and we can just save the button as soon as we have the data in this. And without having this data, if you refresh on this, we'll just have the data being vanished as soon as we refresh on this button. And we do have a multiple options kind of thing here. We do have the sheet options, and in this we do have member and children, which makes the expanding options very easily. Since we have taken this member options, this is called as formatting. This is expanding options, as whenever you click on this expand options, you do have an option called as expand here. Once we click on the here, we have an option called as expand and collapse. This is used whenever we click on this. It will expand if it is in the base level, if it is in parent level or children level to its next version, depending upon the options we have selected here, expand options. Depending upon this level, if you click on by selecting any member in the dimension, in this case, so we have selected only member only, and here in the sheet options we have member and children. So whenever we click on this member and click on expand, it will show you the members in the children. This is the member we have, and these are the children it has. So depending upon the selection criteria in the expand options, these options will be displayed and it will be collapsed. Okay, and this is used for saving your data, and these are for comments and other things. Most probably we'll be using this comments only for the display purpose, and there are options to include comments in the Excel sheet with the EPM functions, just like we have used on. And this is a drill through and offline mode. And we just look into the other options, like how do we create a local member so that we can just calculate on the other things. So we do have 4 here, but the thing is, the requirement is something like local member is an option. Local member is a calculated figure wherein we use this local member option in BPC Excel for creating our local member, wherein we can use this local member for calculating or any arithmetic calculations or any formulas which can be used on this local member and use this for a display purpose. So local member can be created in SAP BPC in 2 different ways. One is by going to the edit report and going to local member and creating by add. By creating add button, or the other option is type on anything like average here, and here instead of we can just give a formula like is equal to sum these things divided by 4. We'll have the value here 4, 5, 6, 7, and this is the average of these 4, and this is how we create it. But the problem with the one which I have created is that this is being mentioned to, this is just for only for balance sheet. whenever we expand this, all the data is gone. Will not have this formula is not been calculated for the rest of your members. But the reporting requirement says we should have the average for all the members per account which are being displayed in the report. So just like if you just see this, if I expand, I'll not have data at any place. Only one place I have where I have entered the formula. But for other things I'll not have. So for these things to be made, I just need to make one small change in the options here, so that I can just make this formula available to rest of the account dimension members. Just like click on this option, sheet options. We have a option called as activate local member recognition. So if you just click on this, this will make the formula available for all the dimensions which are appropriate. Just click on here, then go to here. I have to change the formula. Okay. /4. Just see, as soon as I have checked on this activate local member recognition, it has taken this formula for all the dimension members per account, for all the dimension members available in the report. If you just click on this expand button here, you will see for all the things you have this local member activated. And to check on with this, you can also look at this edit report. Go to local members. You see the local member which we already have. So we can just add by selecting from here, or the best way is to go with this. This is the procedure we create this local member, and similarly we can also create the local member for total for quarter. So just simple formula again, sum, this, enter. So again, since it is been activated, your local member is activated. So we have this everything for all the columns available in the system. So I'm just saving this. I'm just saving it. So this is how we create the local member here, or we can just create it by using this edit report. Local member 002 test. You can just add it, but we have to give the formula here. We have to give the formula and other things. So if we have the formula, we can just directly give here by giving the local member description, and we can also use what are outer member or inner member. We do have an option called as insert before, after, inserted position, or attached to a member, and all those stuff. You just look at this. We have the average at last side of the column, right? At the end of all the columns. We can just change this from H also to D. And so it is like before to your member or after to your member, or at particular position also we can just do that. So this is the average local member is 000. So just changing its position. Here is average. I just want to have this after the column. So before column access. Okay. So now the average column will come at the starting of your column instead of end. I'm just creating it in the before. So in a similar way, we can also do it for the other things as well. We can bring it up, or we can also attach this to some other member. I'll just attach this to fixed assets. So click on this, local members, second one. attached to member. What do we have? Fixed assets. I've just attached this local member to fixed asset so that this local member is next to your fixed one, next to the one which we have attached on. So for this, I have attached it to fixed assets. So as soon as I have my fixed assets, this will display our local member as soon as this has been fixed. So just let me know if you have any questions on this, because in real time you will have to see lot many local members and lot many complex things you have. And one more thing you have is use position in access. So whenever you are working on any complex scenarios, like simply if you have these are the columns you have. These are the columns you have. Then you should have your LC, local member. Then again you have from 5 to 10, 9, and then again your LC. And here again your another LC 3, wherein this is equal to this one plus this one. So these are the things which, this is a simple one, but in real time you will have a number of things to do on. For these kind of situations, like where you have your multiple local members to be inserted in columns and rows, and you don't want any change in the local member position, we use this option called as use position and access. This means that your local member, wherever you have created, that position will not change, whatever be the case. Your position will be kept same. Even if you delete this 3, your position will not get changed for your local member. But just let me know if you have any questions on this. And one more thing is, we can also insert any of your member directly from the system, directly by entering the values. So just change it. I'm changing this to from children to member only, so that I can just look at. Okay. Now I'll have only one column here. I'm just removing all the local members I've created. So I have all my account variables, account dimension members, and only 1 year in hand. I have taken one column only. And what is this inserting of member? And I have here is 2010. I can also enter as 2009 here and make this as a formula as soon as I click on enter. Before doing this, we should have an idea on what exactly is this. Just look at the time here and look at the IDs here. First of all, we have to enter the ID to make your local member available. total. All we have is total, right? So I just want to have the same level whenever I want to enter anything. I don't want to select it from here, but sometimes there would be a requirement like I want to have a new column with my desired input. So how do I do that? So just like in 2009, total, if I enter here, I should have all the values here. But here I'm not able to get those values. Just like here it is EPM VOLAP, but here is the value which I have entered. So how do I get it? So just go to your options here, sheet options, activate your member recognition. This is the one which will make this will activate your member recognition option, wherein whatever be the text or number you have entered in your cell, if it is there in your member list, just like if I enter 2009.total, if it is there in any of my dimensions, it will search for that, and if it will recognize it as a member and display the combination of data it has. So I'm just clicking on this activate member recognition, and I'm just clicking on OK. I'm just clicking on enter again here. You see that green light, right? Green flash which has come up. So it indicates that it has recognized 2009 as a local member. Sorry, it has recognized that as a member, and it has given an EPM OLAP formula for that. So you can also have these things, or if you have a data already existing in 2009 for this combination of your context, these data will be appeared as soon as you enter that number. So just let me know if you have any questions on these two concepts, like what is a local member, how do we activate it, local member recognition, and activate your member recognition.
This is Bola. I think I do have it. I'm trying to, I understand a little bit of what local number is supposed to do.
Okay.
To me, let me reiterate, what you're trying to say is a local number in case you have calculations set up across multiple, maybe rows or columns.
Okay.
You can have this set up, maybe calculations formula, and you click, if you open and click the activation button, you can actually carry forward the local number across if you drill down or drill up. Am I kind of correct?
Yeah.
But I guess what I'm struggling with is what we've taught so far, most of what we've taught so far is from a user perspective. I don't know, I'm still struggling with the technical parts from perspective of what will be our role.
User will not create local member. It's only on the technical aspects, because whenever this is the report you give to user, he'll not create any local member or any other thing.
They will not create a
They
local
will not
number.
create. They will not create, because they don't know what is a local member. They just want this. They want to have data. If they want to enter anything here, they will just enter the data. That's it, and click on the save button.
Right.
But as a consultant and as a developer, you create local member, you create all objects, you create rows and columns, you create step logics and everything for the purpose of users. They use your skills as a developer and they work on. If I just want to have a formula like sum here, and just want to is equal to sum these two things.
Right.
And here I'm just showing you again so that you have this recognition. So this thing you will do it, not your users.
Why
will
can't
not
the
have
user do it?
No, will not give him access. But this is not very simple. Just for training purpose, I'm just showing it as a simple concept. But this is an enhancement actually, and it has something to do with the functional thing and other things. It has to get a proper approvals, and user will not have those approvals or access rights. Just when I try to insert data, just in some time back, when I tried to insert, there was a right failure. It's from basis issue. I was not able to insert data. So similarly, users will not have any. They can't even see your screen like this. You see here these screens, right?
Yes, they won't say that.
Context and all those things. But whenever you give it to any user, you will just hide all these things. They can't even change it.
Right, but they know the dimension, they know what is in there, the context, they have it on they know the hierarchy. They have the hierarchy of what's in the
They have the hierarchy. Yeah,
right.
that's the one they already knows it. Because
Yeah,
in 2010 they should have to quarter and base member.
Okay, I guess what I'm struggling with the column F, right? Column F. When I was using Hyperion Airspace, and I was in that it has the same format and the same functionality. I don't know the details behind it, but as a user, I can create formula. And to me, it feels column F feels like a formula page that I used to create. I didn't need a developer to create that for me. I will start with a blank screen and I can do whatever I want to do.
If I'm just showing to demonstrate you what is a local member.
No, actually, I understand. I guess what me I'm struggling with is when you said that it's the developer's job to create the local number column F and the user can't do it. It's not like a disconnect for me. Maybe if you go further, I will understand better.
Okay, I'll just give you a small thing.
Shankar, one suggestion actually, I mean, if you load some data from Excel or something, okay, if you show on some data, then it will be easy to grasp actually. I mean, if you are simply entering and
I'm just trying to give you on that here, but there is some issue. Right performance is not giving up.
Yeah, if you are able to load some data or some existing data, if you are working on the existing data, then it will be easy to understand, okay? I mean,
yeah, that's right, Kumar. You're so right. I mean, it would be nice to, like, inputs, I'll just call it upload data, retrieve data.
Yeah,
because like that, if you have data.
Because if I have the right access, I would have shown you right away. I have tried to input the data, but the problem is it's not taking up.
But is there data in the system, in the cubes?
I haven't checked the system so correctly on that.
Yeah, instead of entering the data, if you're already existing data, if you're able to modify or if you're able to use that particular data or if you're able to work on that particular data, it will be easy to understand.
Yeah, Kumar, just now I have tried the same thing, but the problem is some right issue error is coming up. So that's the reason I was not able to enter the data.
Because it's the concept-wise, it's easy. I mean, but the thing is, somewhere we are missing it. Okay, if the data is there, then definitely we are able to sync it. I mean, we are able to
in the previous time as well, I have checked on to add the data, but the problem is some right issue error is coming. I have to check with the basis team and whether I have not a base member. So for today we'll just have this session go on, but here it is right access error is cannot perform right is the error which we are getting on. So that is something like a basis issue. Maybe they have to check on with. I have faced this error right issue for the first time. So I've checked with the basis. So if you have this right access, I would have shown you with the data itself, now itself. I don't have to enter or load the data.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I'm not sure of whether we do have the data in the system or not. In which model they have. In which model they have, I'm not sure.
If it is not there, is it possible to load it to appropriate data and work on that? Then it will be easy for us.
Yeah, that shouldn't be a problem, but immediately it is not possible because we already have passed 8.5 or 8.10. We have some more time to work on. We can just do one thing. We'll just conclude this small thing here itself, so that by the next session I can just have some data in the system. Or meanwhile, I can just check with the basis team on that, and we can just continue with that. And in the next coming sessions, we can just have with the data. And for now, we can just go on with the other options like view formatting. We can just go on.
why I'm telling in the sense I have little idea on the business objects, okay, the existing data, and if you are working on baby and that stuff, okay, if you have already the data and you are working with some formulas, then it will be easy to understand.
Yeah, I do understand. We should have some data wherein we can just understanding will
I
be
agree
easier.
with Kumar. Shaka, I agree with Kumar. Maybe for me, it's easier for me to understand. It's easier for me to understand because I've worked in this kind of environment. I've worked with S-Space, which is more, to me, I see it as a competitive product. So
Yeah,
I
I do
understand how it
understand.
works. But I don't know the technical details. So far for me, I'm looking at it from the user perspective, and all what you've been doing so far is to me it seems more from a user perspective. So I guess if there's data and how the data gets in order not to confuse everybody else, especially Kumar, I would say we should hold off until we get data in the system, and if the system doesn't crash.
Yeah, that's that, I agree with you, Bola. I mean,
because in my previous things as well, I used to load the data from input schedule so that I can just work on these things. You will understand on local members and other things, but unfortunately there is an issue with from the basis side, like we are getting a write access. Just bear with me till hello.
Yeah.
Just bear with me till my next class so that I can just have this figured out.
Yeah, okay. Shankar, also if you remember the last session, we could not create a model. There was a model creating from the blank. So that is also access issue?
Yeah.
So this all can be combined together and put to ZaranTech test. This could be sorted out by next session?
Yeah, most probably it could be.
Okay.
Because I didn't ask them, because this is the issue which has been troubling me. I'll just drop a mail to them so that they can just look into, the business consultant can look into it.
Hey. No.
So view formatting one. I think I've already shown this view formatting options, right? Hello.
yes.
Yeah, I've already shown this view formatting, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you did.
Okay. So we'll just wind up the class for today, and we'll just sit with in the next class so that we can just have the data in the system. And make sure you just pass on your request so that you will just get your access by today itself. And from my side, I'll also inform Kavya on that so that you guys can have the access as well.
Yeah, well, I have already emailed her 2 times, but I have not received any confirmation.
Okay. I also mailed her, and I'll just give her a call in the evening so that she can also send you across your access. Most probably she told me on Friday that you people will have your access on Tuesday itself.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Tuesday Indian time. So most probably by tomorrow morning once you wake up, you should have your access. Okay.
Okay.
Thanks guys, and I apologize for this problem from the basis team.
Yeah,
We'll just
fine.
have the next class, and we'll just have the data intact. Okay.
Thank you for attending the session. I hope you all enjoyed it. Don't forget to visit our Vimeo page and follow for more upcoming videos.